Modern gaming is a lot like going to work. You fucking hate it and thinking about it makes you exhausted, but you do it anyways because you really don't have a choice.
Maybe you don't have a choice. Everything you know is a lie. You're in a simulation. Look, your shirt's different. The green screen's gone. Everything about you is a lie. Wake up. Wake up. You don't have a choice. Nothing is right. You know you don't have a choice.
There are so many good games nowadays that you'd be a fool not to experience them with everyone else. God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, that one fucking game with John Wick in it. Games are getting cooler and goofier as time goes on, but they're also getting frustrating. I'm sure you've heard plenty of people complain about how games nowadays aren't the way they used to be back in the day. You know, back in my time, where the game was on the disc, and you could just pop the disc in and play it on the disc. You fucking... And I mean, that's fair, but, you know, technology evolves really fast. So console hardware gets better, so the games get bigger, so the game engines get bigger, so the budgets get bigger, and the need to run the games gets bigger and bigger and bigger. We came from an era where the entire game was on the disc and could be played immediately, yes, but that doesn't mean it was perfect. Or finished. As games change, so did the way that we experience them. The day one patch has kind of become a necessity nowadays, and it sucks that it's become that way. Publishers have adopted this mentality of ship it now and fix it later. They can meet these super strict deadlines for these amazing, ambitious projects because they can put half the game on the disc and upload the rest as a day one patch. Or they'll put the installer for Steam on the disc with a code to redeem it on Steam. Before the days of the day one patch, you just kind of had to have faith that the game you're buying on the disc was actually finished and playable. Looking a game up online wasn't really something that was common or necessary as it feels nowadays. But getting a game that was broken wasn't really a concern of ours back then. Now, we kind of expect it. We've done the song and dance time and time again, complaining about how modern gaming sucks. But there's one specific thing that we never talk about that's getting worse as the years goes on. Collector's editions. God damn, this shit sucks. Collector's editions are what you see with every major AAA video game nowadays. You have the regular edition, the special edition, and then the super ultra mega awesome upper middle class, you're definitely too poor to afford this epic bundle of edition. Oh, no, my dear boy. It's me Moneybags, by the way. Your gem pouch is much too light to afford whatever's going on here. Oh, man. How else am I gonna show my love for Ghosts and Impreg? What? JPEG? You know, like the comic book it comes with is in the JPEG format. What's the problem here? Oh, you said something. What? Very inappropriate. No, I'm pretty sure I didn't. It was... No. What are you talking about? I heard. You must be hearing things. I know what I heard. Can I afford it now? My God! So let's start all the way back to the early days of the collector's editions, where we didn't have these higher expectations that we do nowadays. You kind of just assumed that it had a bunch of cool shit because it was expensive, right? Yeah, I love Pokemon Stadium. That game is so fun. Wow, 3D Pokemon? We really are in the future. What's that? There's a battle set edition? And it comes with the console and everything I need to play the game? Oh, gee, golly God, fuck, that sounds awesome. I can't wait to go pick Jesus fucking, oh my God. Never mind, holy shit. Of course, as things get older, they can get more expensive. You guys remember Uncharted 2, right? The video game that won like every fucking award known to man, and the game that I'm currently speedrunning over at twitch.tv/official. If you join me, I'm so desperate. Anyways, did you guys know that game had a collector's edition? Because I didn't. Well, let's check it out. Well, apparently you couldn't even buy it in stores. You had to win it, so already it's a bit more rare. So let's see what it comes with. Let's see. So, looks like the box is a big book. Okay, cool. You get the game and the CD soundtrack. That's kind of cool. But the coolest part, apparently you get a life-size replica of the dagger from the game, and it's got actual weight to it. Damn, that's extremely cool. I can't wait to pick it up and add it to my collection. Gotta be fucking oh my God! So you're telling me all I gotta do to afford this is just sell a couple kidneys and it's mine? Well, it's not good work, but it's honest work. Okay, well, if that is how much the second game's collector's edition is, I'm actually kind of nervous to see how much the Uncharted 3 Collector's Edition. Oh. Well. Never mind. So what you just saw was the complete opposite side of the CE market value. One CE being extremely highly sought after, and the other one being very common and not as sought after. But why is this? Well, let's think of the time that Uncharted 2 came out. So around 2009, which is when CEs weren't as common. The game sold an absolute assload of units, but the CE was exclusive to being one. Like, you couldn't buy it, you had to win it through a drawing, so already it's rarish out the get-go. Whereas Uncharted 3 also sold an absolute assload of units, but the Collector's Edition wasn't exclusive to a drawing. You could buy it in stores. It also didn't really come with anything too cool. A statue of Drake, which always leans forward because of the weight, the ring, a belt buckle, I think, the game, and a steelbook. So nothing too crazy. Now, specifically, the Uncharted 3 Collector's Edition is kind of how all of them look like. Usually a statue with some small trinkets here and there, so nothing amazing. Sometimes you'll get something pretty cool, like the Resident Evil 7 Collector's Edition. This thing came with a minifigure of the house, like the entire house that you play the game in. That's also a music box, a dummy finger that's a flash drive, and a bunch of stuff that's themed after the game. Unfortunately, you know, the paint they used for the house smelled like how the Duke looked, so there's that. But overall, it's pretty neat. As they got more common over the years, the easier it was for publishers to just kind of throw in whatever they had laying around. You guys remember GTA 5? You know, the game that came out like 10 years ago, and the same game that made over $1 billion in its first 24 hours of its release? That game, you wanna know what that Collector's Edition had? So, you had a shirt, you had a map that every fucking copy of the game came with, and a hat from your local lids. And, the game in a steelbook, I guess, but that's like the bare minimum, you know? Maybe we should like jump ship, you know, to something else. I mean, we had something pretty cool that was Nintendo related, so we could go to Nintendo. So this time we have the Xenoblade Chronicles X Collector's Edition. So this came with the game, obviously, the art book, some cards, I think, and a flash drive with 10. I'm sorry. No. No. Let's see. You got the Force Unleashed 2. That game was pretty fun. I know it was short, but I had fun with it. The combat was fun. So that game's Collector's Edition has the game, the steelbook, another fucking flash drive, and it's only 2 gigabytes. So you can put a whole JPEG on that bitch. What the fuck? I'm starting to think that companies don't put as much thought into these Collector's Editions as they used to. I mean, even during the PS1 days, we had some cool shit. What the fuck is that game called? Oh, sorry, the Lunar 2 Collector's Edition had all kinds of neat shit in it. I mean, that's cool as shit. The ground, that one came with a watch and a chain. My gamer in Christ, you are fucking ballin' after playing this game. Some modern games, you know, have some cool shit. Did you see what Elden Ring gave you? It gave you like a whole ass helmet, dude. That's awesome. Even though I don't, you know, like the game, the Death Stranding Collector's Edition is pretty cool. I mean, my hair is up now, but look at that little guy. Look at that little guy. Just walking around that little dude, look at him. The Fallout 4 Collector's Edition came with a wearable Pip-Boy. That's awesome. Even though the operating system crashed on like all of them, you can't deny that little guy. Now, say what you want about these Collector's Editions, they all had one thing in common. They came with the game. I mean, duh. A video game Collector's Edition coming with the game isn't anything crazy, right? Let's take a look at the Mass Effect that one. This Collector's Edition came with a remote control car and a steelbook. Pretty lame, right? Yeah, I mean, you could just ignore it and play the game, right? Well, you better start sucking dick on the freeway, because that's the only way you're gonna be getting a copy of this game. Yeah, it doesn't come with a fucking game. The Collector's Edition of the game doesn't come with the game. I still can't wrap my head around this. It's not rocket science. Well, after this was the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. You know, maybe they learned from their mistakes. They didn't learn from their mistakes because they did it again. What's with these fucking companies and giving me flash drives in a premium product? I don't need a flash drive. And I don't need this gross ass zombie mask. I want the game I paid for. What's that? Still no game? Oh, fantastic. I do get a steelbook though for the fucking game. You know, maybe console gaming is just too expensive. You know, maybe the PC collector's editions will have a chance at giving me the game that I paid for. Oh, hi Diablo 4. What's that? No game? Fantastic. What's more insulting, you know, in my eyes, is when you spend all this money, close to like $300 or more, on this big physical collector's edition, and they have the gall to give you a digital code. Thank you, Spider-Man 2. I'll put this snug in my steelbook. You know, the thing that has the fucking cutout for the disc you didn't give me. I got it. Don't worry. I did your job for you. It's cool. Don't worry. Yeah, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. It was such a slap in the face when I opened this thing to see all 19 inches of Venom and the steelbook case paired with the digital code of the game. What the fuck am I going to put in there? Prayers? This game is a whole other conversation in terms of preservation, so I'll save that for another video. But I had to go out and buy another copy of the base game just to have it physically, which I don't understand because the first game's collector's edition came with the game physically, and I don't understand. I guess we should talk about these guys. These companies specialize in printing indie games and older games for modern consoles and older consoles. Also, I don't know. Their whole mentality is that they're all about preservation. I mean, hell, they printed Vita games until Sony told them that they weren't making the cartridges anymore. That's awesome. The big thing with these is that they're usually limited runs. Sometimes you'll get stuff that's pretty cool, like a collector's edition should be. And then sometimes you'll get just too much stuff and you just won't know how to display it or what to do with it. Limited Run specifically kind of has like a stranglehold on this whole market. So much so that you can actually buy their stuff in Best Buys here in America. So you could potentially just walk in and find a rare game. Well, I mean, maybe not now, but you could. Overall, it's just such a mixed bag. I mean, major companies are starting to Major companies are slowly phasing out physical media more and more, while the little guys are trying to pick it up as much as possible. So the easiest thing you can do is vote with your wallet and make your voice heard online. And stop buying Call of Duty. I know it's unrelated, but on the topic of physical media and the fact that the game isn't even on the fucking disc, so like what the fuck is the point? Fuck these guys, I hate them, I'm so tired, bye, I love you, subscribe please.